inform you guys about the rise and fall of Michael Vick. Is it hard to state that Michael Vick is one of the greatest NFL players of all time? The answer is yes. His rushing yard record still hasn't been broken until this day. The reason I have chosen to do an informative speech about Michael Vick is because of everything that he has endured publicly. He chose to take accountability for his actions and acknowledge that he was outright wrong. Oftentimes, we tend to make decisions that will negatively affect ourselves and those around us. We tend to put the blame on others. Even when a person has apologized, some people will only see them for what they have done. Michael Vick was born on June 26, 1980 in Newport News, Virginia. The area he grew up in was surrounded by gang violence and drugs, but that did not deter him from making his way into the NFL and reaching his goals and removing his family from out of that environment. He was introduced to football at the tender age of 3 years old when his father bought his very first football. In high school, he had a very close relationship with his football coach at the time. His name is Tommy Ray. Due to the struggling offensive line of his high school football team, his coach advised him to take full advantage of his speed and improvise majority of the plays so that he would rush and get the touchdown. By the end of his senior year, he was one of the top high school quarterbacks in the country. He received scholarships from all over, but he chose to stay home and close to his family, so he accepted the offer from Virginia Tech. During his freshman year, he redshirted. But that following year, he led the Virginia Tech Hokies to an undefeated year and record of 11-0. And he led them to the National College Football Championship, where they lost to Florida State 42-29. He finished his college career by coming in third place for the Heisman Trophy and being named Big East Offensive Player of the Year. While he was scouted by the NFL, he was also being looked at by the Major League Baseball team. In fact, he was drafted in the 30th round by the Colorado Rockies, but he chose to bypass that and play football, the game that he loved. Michael Vick was drafted number 1. He was the number 1 draft pick in 2001. He signed a 6-year, $62 million contract, including a $15 million signing bonus with the Atlanta Falcons. He quickly rose to the height of his career by securing the starting quarterback position. He led the Falcons to the playoffs and getting a spot in the Pro Bowl. Michael Vick played so well that following year, he signed a 10-year, $130 million contract. But as quickly as his career rose, it fell. Due to his poor decision-making, the bad influence of friends he had around him, and the arrogance that he gained because he was such a great quarterback. Even though he began to put up numbers as he typically would, a lot of people began to question the decisions that he was making. In 2007, due to the illegal activity around his home, law enforcement decided to raid his home. Once they raided his home, that's when they revealed the dogfighting operation. At first, Michael Vick denied all allegations against him. He even told Roger Goodell that had nothing to do with him. But by August of 2007, he openly admitted his role in the dogfighting operation. Later in the year, the NFL suspended Vick. This judge sentenced him to 23 months in federal prison, and he was ordered to pay $1 million in restitution. While in prison, he began to reflect on himself and the decisions that he made and realized the severity of his actions. Once he was released, he became an advocate for animal abuse. He signed a $100 million contract, 6 years with the Philadelphia Eagles. And then after his career with the Eagles, he's only signed a 1-year, $970,000 contract with the Steelers. Up until recently, there was a petition going around to prevent Michael Vick from being named the Pro Bowl captain. That petition gained nearly 250,000 signatures. But Roger Goodell was able to see the change in Michael Vick from 2007 up until now. And he stated that he will remain the purple cat. Michael Vick was able to come to terms with what he has done, even though some people are not willing to look past what he's done. But he still has people in his corner rooting for him to become the best version of him, not only for himself, but for his family and for his fame.